And we are rolling once again. We are back. Cereburs Podcast episode. Are we on 4? Is this 3
Yeah,
or
it's
4?
episode 4.
Episode 4. All right. Has been a little bit. This is Coach Purdy, Coach Tyler. We took a little bit of time off, not necessarily intentionally. Finished off with our middle school season, getting into our high school's postseason, and trying to get things going again. So back at it again. Got a few things pulled up for our doc for the on the other computer over here. Yeah, back at it. All right.
Sorry, podcast selfie, guys. It's
You'll get used to it. I think it's kind of becoming a regular thing. So, trying to get things going along with stuff. Real quick, last time we left off was between right before we watched the Meredith Gross match. Wyoming came to SDSU. It was actually a fun match to watch. Was it more one-sided than you thought it was going to be, the overall duel?
Yeah, I did. It started out kind of. It took a swing.
It started out one-sided for Wyoming,
and then it took a swing with.
It took a big swing.
Yeah, it took a big swing
SDSU came back. I thought it was going to be a lot more. I thought it was going to come down to like one of the last matches or something.
Yeah, it was. At first, it wasn't looking like it was going to be a close match at all. Just the big super match that was going to happen. But.
I mean, there's still a lot of really good wrestling that went on. So
yeah, South Dakota State ended up coming back, and did they end up winning? I can't remember.
Yeah,
they did.
I'm pretty sure they did. But predictions for what happened, then we'll move on to more relevant stuff since that was a little while ago. Yeah. Who did you have again?
I had Bryce Meredith winning.
No, I thought I had Meredith since he won.
I think gross.
No,
I was like, wait, hold on a minute. I was like, wait, no. Yeah, no, I had Meredith, and I had him going, and I think it was by anywhere from 2 to 4, and I think he won by 3. I think they split it down the middle. I can't, not 100% sure remember the score because it was a few weeks ago. But yeah, I had Meredith, and he won.
And then I did have Gross, and I think I actually had it like 7-4. We had I think we both came in thinking the way these two have been scoring, the way these two have been scrambling, that we were going to end up with a higher score match. This is one of those cases where sometimes we get good matches, or we think it was going to be a good matchup, and then the score isn't that great, and it's a lot of feeling each other out, and it's like a 3-2 score match, which I think this one might have been close to that.
Yeah. It was very close.
It was a very low scoring match, but it wasn't for lack of wrestling.
No. There was a
wrestling
lot of
was really good scrambles. So it was great wrestling. I think we just both thought that they were both going to be. Not that they weren't. They were both scrambles. We had
they were
really
wrestling.
Good scrambles.
We both were wishing for a lot of offensive wrestling.
And there was. They just didn't actually score. I think against other people that would have probably had those higher scores.
You get
two
top scramblers like that, it's going to happen. I mean, in this instance, I really do think that less was more.
Yeah.
So
a lot of cases, sometimes those close matches, like I won't lie, you can kind of get bored with it. Not necessarily bored, but unless you are, diehard wrestler or into the scrambles, you might not see the excitement in those matches. So, and sometimes we need those matches for the sport where it's going to fire off. And just things that we think we need for the sport. One of our topics for coming up. But before we hit our other topics, just because it was also fresh in our minds from middle school and going to some of the different tournaments, the officiating at different levels just led to a conversation that we had. So we were wondering about it. Cam, I know you're listening. We're going to get you on soon, all right? Because I know you've got a lot of insight on your personal opinions on officials. We won't name certain officials, but yes, we want to have you on. We're working on getting our stuff, whether we need to FaceTime with you or Skype with you. Still 10 minutes out of one of your afternoons, and we're going to have you on and tell us what you think about things. Or listen to this, tell us what you think. Are we right or are we wrong? But what I was going to say is, like, notice the different level of how coaches are treated by officials from NCAAs to high school to middle school. And really quick, like, what is your take? What do you think about how coaches treat officials, how officials treat coaches? Do you see a difference? Do you think we need to tell everybody what we're talking about and what you think? I've got a couple opinions, but I'm going to throw it to you real quick.
So the episode we're going to do with Cam, it probably won't be kid friendly, but it is a lot of it at that middle school level. There, at least around this area, there is kind of I would say a friendliness between like the coaches and officials for the most part. but a lot of officials do get on these power trips. You know, they want to. It's kind of the whole like their badge is a crown type thing for, you know. I'm not saying police are like that, but I mean there are people who are very power hungry, and they don't want you to question anything they say, any call they make, and if you do, it's you know you're on their list for a very long time. That's just and then there's also, and I hate to say it because it is kind of a huge accusation, but you know just in different areas alone too. I mean you look at for our area, we've got when we went to our border qualifier. When we went to our border qualifier, there was a huge lack of calls for our guys in our region, our area that we come from. So that's what I think. I mean, I could go on, but yeah, I mean.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is, as I post our episode. No, wait, it's episode 4. Episode 4. Gotta make that correction. Episode 4. What I was gonna say is like just watching coaches coach, and wrestling is one of those passionate things that we all are. Let me recording now. All right, done. My story. All right, so it's one of those things where we're passionate about what we do, and we can't help it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, no matter what level you watch, we watch the college guys, the high school guys. We're all passionate, and there's a lot of emotion going on. And, you know, I think a lot of us can turn that switch on and off, you know, but when we get into a match, we're that way. What I noticed is funny is, at the college level, it's not just the Brands brothers, even though they're super emotional. Hey, who else is getting super emotional recently is, hey, buddy, you back from the birthday party? All right, so we got a guy coming in. All right, bam. All right. All right, so what we noticed is, you gonna keep on doing that? Fire away. Popcorn. Right.
There we go.
There you go. Awesome. Is
Bye bye.
bye bye. Is watching the higher levels, watching the Brands brothers, for example, and some of the others is, yes, they're like constantly out of their seat. Is there a coach's corner? I think in tournaments we see where there are two seats, and I rarely see where there's a third person. And it's interesting in a tournament fashion, watching tournaments on television, we don't see that interjection of where they're like out as much.
Yeah.
But when you watch a duel, like
they're like right there,
like they're almost on the mat half the time.
We had a problem with that towards the end of our season. It's kind of we don't know who was necessarily warned about it, but an unsportsmanlike just because we were on the mat, and it's not even like we were super close or anything. It's sometimes you do get into it, and you might take a step or two onto the mat as far as like outside
the square,
of the circle,
but not up to the circle. Like
you're
in
not
college,
on
you
the
see
circle.
like the duels. Those college officials are almost out there. They got like the belt people that help pull people back. They grab somebody and pull them back. But what I'm getting at is, just so that we're not on this topic forever, is it seems like at the NCAA level when watching, like they're almost allowed to. And it's like the officials think that since cause some of these officials actually officiate middle school.
Yeah.
They say college, and depending on where they're at. And I've seen a few of them because when we drove out to Tennessee, Chattanooga, wrestling App State tomorrow. Hope to destroy App State, but go Mox, power C. But yeah, that's a Chattanooga thing. You looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, I was like,
all right, yeah. But one of the officials from South Carolina was officiating the match out there that we went and watched.
Was it the one that was at our tournament that claimed to be an NCAA ref?
Yeah, it wasn't that guy.
Okay.
So, but anyway, it's almost like they respect, /fear the college coaches, or at least some of them. Like they don't say anything.
Yeah.
At the high school level, I think is like the medium where it's kind of like, if a high school coach gets tossed, normally it's for good reason. I'm gonna actually side with the official because like there's kind of like all right, he's a high school coach, he knows what he's talking about. All right, have a seat, and then like do it again. We're tossing you, and then they might have to toss somebody to do something. But at the middle school level, it almost seems like they feel like they're elevated versus the middle school coach.
Yeah.
And what I was telling you about earlier, I was talking with one of the teachers at my school, Coach Thomas, Ryan Thomas, PE teacher, coaches at Spartan High, and he was talking about how he's seen a lot of middle school coaches actually be some of the best coaches because they have some of the most patience. One, not only to deal with kids, but dealing with officials. And it's funny because like certain other coaches or other people, whether it be officials, and he brought it up like as a general statement, don't respect middle school coaches, but they don't know anything about their backgrounds. Like they don't realize that some of these middle school coaches are middle school coaches because they choose to be, because they have that patience level and that understanding, and they're good coaches. But yet there's this stigma of like, oh, well, if you're a middle school coach, you must not be that good, or that's the only job you could take, or whatever it is. When I just don't think there's that, that respect level that's given to, like, I think almost too much respect given maybe at the NCAA level, the high school level they respect, and then at middle school they think you're like, you're not that good or something. And I guess in a way I take offense to that as a
absolutely
middle school coach.
I mean, I take offense to it when they just they brush you off or brush off. If you make an argument, question their calls. Nope, that's in the handbook. They'll say that, and it's like, even if it's not, like the more you try to get your point across, like even if you're calm, they've already built up their wall, and they're ready to hit you with that unsportsmanlike. They're just waiting for you to say something out of the way, and I don't like
definitely different. It's definitely different. So
some take it way too seriously.
I think that's my take on it. I also want to flip it around. I know there's some really good middle school officials. I know there's some good high school officials. I mean, there's those officials that are able to do a lot of them, do a really good job. But it's just like anything else. Like we fixate on the negative, and I guess just after the season that we had, or like the like what would be our upper state region tournaments and stuff like that, traveling to other places, we just seem to see a lot of it this year. And there's certain tournaments that we go to that we always seem to catch a lot of it.
Instigate it.
Well, yeah, instigate it. But I've also been the brunt of it, literally, like you like to bring up, like
that happened. Now that was crossing the line. No, I mean, not on your part. That was a ref crossing a line at a middle school level. There for no reason should you ever put your hands on an official or a coach. So when the official puts his hand on a coach, that's crossing the line. I don't care what you're getting into. So.
Yeah.
No,
that was always fun ones that people like to bring up. So, but we all have our other fun stuff that we bring up with people. Like I said, Cam, I'm sure we'll bring up some stuff for you. We'll bring up my nickname during that episode, but we'll wait for that episode for that. But yeah, so officiating, it's just one of those things. Just kind of watch, and I guarantee when we get into what's going to be our next topic, tonight's match, I want to see the coaches' interactions.
Yes.
Especially with some of the stuff going on. So, the weekend worldwide, everybody should be waiting on, is upon us. Tonight is the night that it goes down. Super match.
Yes. The only big event that's happening this weekend.
Who do we got?
We've got Penn State and Ohio State, and it is at Penn State. And would you call it controversial decision, or would you call it or what?
I obviously want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Whether we call it a controversial decision or not, I find it interesting. It's an interesting thing. Do we need to go back to it? Oh no, we're gonna leave it over here for a second because we want to play. But what we're talking about is this matchup tonight is between 1 and 2.
Unanimous 1 and 2. I mean,
actually, I think they're actually depending on which polls you look at for them being 1 and 2. Like when you look at like how they score it, they're actually tied, but Penn State gets the lead because they're defending national champ, which rightfully so. So if they're tied, they should be ranked number 1. We've got something.
Didn't happen with Clemson football, man.
It's football.
Yeah. Football's irrelevant for us right now.
But where their score is tied though.
Yeah.
Is what I mean. Yeah. So like if Clemson, when they're tied though, like Clemson should have got the.
Should.
But
I mean that's football.
The scoring is different. But any which way, so 1 and 2, Penn State and the Ohio State. I guess we're gonna say it right. I guess some people don't like to say it that way. My kid likes to. So the one with the Nerf gun that was in here just a second ago. But yeah, great matchup tonight. But the kicker is it's at Penn State. It's at their is it the Bryce Jordan? I don't remember the name of their center. It's eluding my head just now because I was just thinking of it. It's at their normal stadium where they have most of their wrestling matches. It's just a slightly smaller venue. It's It's fine. It's a great venue. I've watched stuff on TV with it. I have never been, but it's a good wrestling facility. Now they also have a larger stadium, like many universities do. Just a quick breakdown. Normally places where you have like the larger arena where normally the basketball team will play or things like that. Normally most places have the smaller venue where wrestling, volleyball, and a few other things will take place there. The intramurals and like the gym and other things like that. Chattanooga is that way. And then you have the large arena where the basketball team plays, or where you host the big thing like the Southern Scuffle at Chattanooga, is where they fit all the mats, and so they have the ability to fill more people. And every year, Penn State will have like one or two matches at their larger venue, and they're normally key matches that they want to have highlighted where they do things. Well, this year, listening to some other things, found out that they're not going to do that.
Yes, they're kind of
keeping it small.
Yep.
And normally when you have a bigger venue, you can allow other teams X number of tickets to sell to their fans that will travel and things like that. Now, whether or not Ohio State's a well-traveled team or anything like that.
Well, I mean, with Kyle Snyder, as much as he advertises, I think they would bring a crowd to.
I think this would be just well-traveled just because of the matchup of 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like in this matchup, not only is matchup between 1 and 2, but we'll go through. We're actually going to roll through here in a minute. The wrestlers, what their rankings are, and we'll see how many 1 versus 2s there are, and like how many ranked wrestlers in tonight's match.
Top guy business tonight
are going to be. So, what do you think? I mean, so like we've talked about it several times. So, smart or selfish? As you want to call it, smart or selfish?
Smart or selfish. Now, as far as this match, it doesn't have. I don't want to say it's going to have like a significant outcome as far as like who can win the NCAA's later on in the year. Because that's all individual.
I think it's a great key into it, though.
Yeah.
I think there's some matches that we'll talk about that. Yeah, like they'll meet up.
It's like a bragging rights thing, but I mean, it's not gonna like it's gonna play as far as other than that. I mean, it's not gonna like have any sort of impact. It's not like they're getting anything special out of it. But I do think it's smart because if you're wanting to show your dominance as that number one, with Ohio State coming in with all the studs that they have, home field advantage can play a huge part, especially tonight. But at the same time, I think that depriving, the sport and the fan base of a huge match like this, and just a casual fan to watch it, they're gonna see this and be like, man, this is a spectacle. I want to watch more of this.
I think that's where I think, hey, you it's weird for me to say you do what you got to do to win at that level. Like, this is college level. This is their job. This is what they do. This completely goes everything I say all the time in middle school wrestling, where I say, do what you got to do to win. Winning is not important at the middle school level.
No.
As, a great person that, I admire dearly said, hey, right now is not their time to be great. It's middle school.
Yes.
Like, greatness will come later.
Wonderful saying.
It's my wife. I love her. But, anyway, greatness has come for some of these guys at this level, and they're about to be great. And they're like, Kyle Snyder is great, but like, I think he's doing a smart move. Like, he's keeping it in combat. He's keeping his home field advantage. He's doing what he has to do for the best thing for his guys. At the same time, though, like, man, I completely agree. Like, this is a chance for a much larger audience. I bet there are people that are going to be there that want to see this match. Like, it's one of those things, like, have you ever heard anybody scalping tickets for wrestling? Like, I'm sure somebody's going to be selling some tickets outside, because I think the number of tickets that, from my understanding, that Ohio State will get is basically just enough to get, like, each wrestler's parents in type thing.
Yeah.
It's like 75 tickets allotted to the
It's not.
I don't know what the exact number is, but, so yeah, parents will get to go watch, which is great. They should be able to, but, like, we're missing out on, some fans that, like, I'm sure, it's a Saturday night thing. We still got Sunday, like, any of the local area teams could wrestle if they had playoffs like we did earlier in the day.
Yeah, I mean,
and then their whole teams could go. Like, we just have much more going. So I think I would love to have seen it in a larger venue just because of what it is tonight. But at the same time, hey,
it is.
Who's to say that Kel Sanderson doesn't know what he's doing?
Yeah, no, I mean, you can't, anything, as far as wrestling goes, anything he says is, that, I mean, there's reason behind it. and anything he does, there's a reason behind it. But you know, as smart as a decision I think it is, as far as winning the match tonight, a little bit. I don't even want to say a little bit. A huge part of me, the fan of wrestling, and especially down here in the South where it's not as popular, I do feel like they're depriving a lot of not only current fans, but fans that could have been. I could have got a friend who never watches collegiate wrestling and be like, hey, check this out.
Or if you live locally, let's go, man. Let's go check out this match. 2 hours, hey,
awesome.
You got tickets to go see it.
That would have been great. I mean, you could have gotten you could have widened the fan base just on this match alone, because it does have a lot of significance. This is arguably the greatest number ones and number twos in collegiate wrestling history. Yeah. So I mean, this is just as big as as far in our sport, in wrestling alone, this is as big as Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. I mean, it sounds bold, but I mean, it's a huge match.
It's a huge match.
This is huge.
And what's great about this year is just like the idea of huge matches. We had the super match with Meredith Gross that we talked about at the beginning of that episode.
The trend of
We've got this match, which this wasn't a created match for it to be a super match. It was just what was on schedule, and they happened to be number 1 and 2, and they happened to hold that dominance throughout the year. Mm-hmm. Like I say, it wasn't quite like football where those numbers have shifted. Like we didn't go from Clemson was 1.
They started the season at 5, and jumped up,
1,
and then
back down, and then back up, like where they moved around. No, these two teams have been 1 and 2
the entire time
and have held it. I mean, without question,
and no one has come
rightfully
close.
so.
No one has come close. Not even Iowa.
No, Iowa's jumped. Well, whether or not they're close or not is a whole different story, and that could be interesting. We may have to talk about that later.
Yeah, we will.
Another episode.
I don't think they're close. I mean, they're good.
They start off at 9, and they're ranked 3 now.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I was making jumps. Don't get me wrong. I was making huge jumps, but I'm saying no one is coming close to taking 1 or 2 away from Penn State or Ohio State. That is theirs.
Depending on what we run through. Check it. Depending on what we run through right now,
young guys
with some stuff coming, what's possibly could happen tonight, could we see a chink in somebody's armor? And could could Iowa? At the beginning of the year, I said Ohio State was going to win the national championship.
Yes, you did.
I'm gonna still say that. A lot of people, but even though still saying that, I still kind of thought Penn State may have had the lock. I'm gonna go with the 1.
We didn't talk about that.
But is there a chance of Iowa sneaking? Iowa sneaking into this?
We haven't talked about it.
Oh my gosh, they're ranked number 3 now. Can they sneak into this? Because with what's going on with the injury that we'll talk about, is there space? Mm-hmm. Did this year's NCAA's, as of our podcast,
how about
just get that much more interesting?
We didn't talk about it last time either, but the last match in Ohio State, as far as their home match, was against Iowa. And Iowa coming in as you thinking, we didn't even Spencer Lee beating Tomasello, which was wild. But yeah, no, it's
what was Tomasello versus Lezak's score?
That was.
Did he tech him?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he teched him.
Yeah. But Lezak scored points, right?
Yeah.
You didn't see it yet, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
No.
Lee teched Lezak.
Did he?
15-0.
Ha! That's great.
Wow.
So that shows Spencer Lee. That shows Spencer Lee's legit. I'm on the Lee bandwagon right now, guys. I'm gonna paint up black and gold coming NCAA time. But no, I mean it's crazy because.
But I'm wondering, are they in this?
Yeah.
Are they in this? All right, we got it.
Yeah, we've got.
Last thing before we get to this is, I just showed Tyler. Do you want me to play it?
Yeah, let's play it. Let's see what you guys think, because what I think it's extremely shady and petty what he said.
No, it's not petty.
But it's hilarious.
It's awesome.
No, I agree.
How
it's
dare
awesome.
you?
It's awesome.
Tom Ryan, I love you. Ignore this man. Get me tickets.
It's awesome. Don't
get
me
me
wrong.
tickets for something.
I mean, it's like, wow.
Kyle Snyder's autograph. He doesn't get one now because he called you petty. You're not petty.
I get a steak dinner with him, except I have to pay.
This was a brilliant.
Oh no!
Brilliant thing.
It is brilliant, but still.
I was like, did Tom Ryan take a shot at Cal Sanderson? Listen up.
To build a great team, you need a handful of great individuals. If you've got 5 studs, you can have a really good team. In fact, you could win the national championship with 5 really solid wrestlers. But that by no means is a good program.
that by no means is a
To
good
build a great
program.
team,
I
you
was
need
like,
a handful of great individuals.
I'm not going to play the second half of that just because I want to
Yeah,
move on. I may go Instagram Live for a post show and play the second half, and while we just like kind of geek out about that, clip along a little bit more. I heard that. I was like, wow, did he take a shot at him? What do you guys think? Did he take a shot at him?
My opinion is he did everything but tag the entire Penn State program.
No, not the entire, just those 5 guys.
Well, yeah, just those 5 guys. But I'm saying he did everything but tag them and say, hey, I'm talking about you guys right now, because that's. As soon as I heard that, and as soon as he threw the number out, 5, you can win a national championship with 5 guys. I mean, you know exactly who he's talking about. And
so he's gunning for him. Is he salty about not getting extra stuff for tonight? Whatever.
I would be too. I would be mad. But
so, yeah. Oh wow. So yeah, that was like, check that.
Yeah,
all right. So we can get back to the other screen over here. You are in charge of scrolling.
Yep.
We've got a little spreadsheet up for us for each weight, who's at the weights, who's going to potentially be at the weights, and then we're going to take our picks and we're going to figure out what our team scores for tonight's duel is tonight, and see what you guys think. You agree, disagree? What you got? All right, 125. Nathan Tomasello was ranked number 1 until he met up with
Spencer Lee.
Spencer Lee beat. Well, I mean, it was a good match though.
No, it was a good match.
But Tomasello drops to 4. I don't think it matters who Penn State puts in. They've got Devin Schnupp and Carson Kuhn. Oh gosh, I got NATO. My question is.
I mean, there's no doubt. Yeah. Bonus points or no?
Yeah, he's bonusing.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he pins. I don't know enough about the other 2. Can either one defend off a pin?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna go with what he did to Lezak. I'm gonna go Tech-Fall. He's getting 5.
Same here. I pretty much copy paste what he said, because that's the exact same way. If I'm actually writing this down on the spreadsheet we have, so that's why I'm kind of like leaned up right now. But yeah, copy and paste what he said, simply because, you know, Penn State, everyone knows that their weak points are the first 2 weight class. I mean, you know, 25, 30, and 33, they're not very, they don't really have anybody who's...
Well, the 33 kind of surprised me with Penn State, that they hadn't been able to pull in one of those top guys. Like, I know they had Suriano, who they released, which I think was the right decision. Mm-hmm. You know, we need to have an episode and talk about how we feel about not red shirts, but transfers and releasing and all that kind of stuff.
We've already had that episode on the bus.
Yeah, sometimes. But I think it was the right decision. But so I know they lost their 25-pounder that they thought was going to be the guy for the next several years, which he very well may be the guy for the next several years. But I don't know why what's with 33? Why haven't we had a 33?
Yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, they had they're reigning national champ, like 6-time national champs now. I mean, they've got all the recruiting.
I just don't know why they don't have.
Yeah, it's just for some reason they have yet to pull in, you know, a 33, and
it's kind of weird.
It is weird.
Especially because they've ranked everywhere else. I'm like, look, if I'm a little guy, like, granted, I know, like, generally little guys at Iowa are, like, the stuff, and that's where you kind of want to go. But, like, I don't see how come they haven't, like, pulled one of those top guys type thing. Yeah. Anyway, so, Luke Pletcher, Ohio State, he's ranked number 2 right now. Mm-hmm. Studley. And they got Corey Keener, who's, you know, and everything that we just said, no disrespect to Corey Keener, because, like, it's not like he's done poorly for them, but he's not the names that we see with everything else. I got Luke Pletcher. I got I'm gonna go Major.
You're going Major?
He's going Major. He's taking 4 points.
Wow. Pletcher.
My reasoning for it is, again, it's not a knock on Keener. It's a Ohio State. After listening to what Tom Ryan just said, Ohio State's coming in, guns a-blazing. They want Penn State, and Pletcher's going after bonus points.
I agree. My only thing is
especially against an unranked opponent.
I think it briefly mentions it over here, but Luke Pletcher, yes, he's the number 2 wrestler. He's a stud. It says 21 and over here, but he's only got 4 bonus point wins this year. He's very good, but he's not one to rack up those points like he should be, especially being a number 2. So I'm actually going to say he continues that trend. I think he goes just regular decision. I think he's going to get 3. But I hope he does surprise me. But so far this year, he has been. I hate to use this word, but he has been kind of lackluster as far as it comes to getting bonus points for the team.
All right, fair enough. All right, 141. Joey McKenna, Ohio State, transfer from Stanford. I think this was one of the big-time acquisitions that I felt was going to bump Ohio State to a national championship. And then I but broke down in tears when I showed you that injury at the beginning of the year when he hurt his knee. And I was like, no, it's Oklahoma State all over again the year that I picked them to win. And K. Brock hurt himself and everybody else got hurt. And I was like, no, don't fall apart on me, Ohio State, after I made my prediction. Versus, I don't want to say another free lead.
No, don't say another free lead. He did not get freed.
Well, he did get freed.
I mean, he did get freed, but he's not the lead that got freed.
No,
that's Spencer Lee.
Yes. So versus number 6, Nick Lee, who also had his red shirt pulled, who I think was good.
He's very good.
Yeah. You're going Lee.
Yeah, I'm actually as much as
I'm going McKenna. I got McKenna.
McKenna has been. So
you're
going McKenna.
Yeah, I'm going McKenna. It's about time we finally disagree a little bit.
Yeah, we need to.
Because we always do agree on
we agree on
things.
like so many things. It's unreal.
It's embarrassing. Like haircuts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like I said, our thing could almost been copy and pasted, but this is where parts we're going to kind of disagree on.
All right, I got McKenna. The reason why I have McKenna is because Nick Lee is not Spencer Lee. And what I mean by that is Spencer Lee got his red shirt pulled, and from the get-go, I felt he was ready to compete with anybody at his weight, whether it be another freshman to, heck, a senior. Nick Lee, on the other hand, is good. He got his red shirt pulled, and he can pull off wins against anybody. I mean, who might have doubt Kel Sanderson on who he decides to pull and whatnot, but Joey McKenna is not a freshman.
Did you see this?
Joey McKenna, I haven't looked at that part yet.
Yeah.
But Joey McKenna, I think, has some Matt seniority in the sense that he's been doing this. Not to say that he's 2 years older than Nick Lee, like that.
It's not a huge age jump.
It's not a huge age jump, but he's been in this college grind. He's been in this
2 years means
for
a lot.
2 years already. He's gone to the NCAA tournament and he's not placed, but he was also predicted to have been third. I think that McKenna has, we'll call enough big lights, mad awareness to come out on top here. Decision though?
Just decision?
Decision. He's winning.
Alright, so he's getting a 3.
Yeah, he's getting 3.
Now, yes, I'm going to disagree with him here. I'm going Nick Lee. Ever since he got his red shirt pulled, I watched his first match when they wrestled Michigan, and I think he wrestled, I can't remember, was it Profaci? I don't remember. Nick Lee he's very offensive. He has actually showed that he is very good. Right here on the side, Flo's got a list of opponents that they have faced, both of them, and who's done what. And Joey McKenna, let's see, Mike Van Brill, Nick Lee, he won. So did McKenna. Tommy Thorne, Nick Lee won 13-3. McKenna lost 13-3.
Thorne is McKenna's kryptonite.
He is.
Okay. Like that.
Ryan Deal, Nick Lee wins 22-10, which is ridiculous. McKenna won 23-5, which is also ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, you look, they are both very talented, but I think this year, I don't know if it's one coming off that injury, he just hasn't, like, if there's something mentally there that he's just not 100%, like, mentally, and doesn't know how to, he's not pushing himself to what he could. But to me, it seems like McKenna hasn't. Yeah, no, I mean, he's a scrapper, but it just doesn't seem like McKenna's living up to what I thought he would have done and what I think everyone else was thinking he was going to do at Ohio State.
No, I believe in you, McKenna.
I mean, he's
no.
good, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's lived up to what he should be.
Don't listen to him. Don't
But
listen.
I'm
He's
going-
salty over here.
yeah.
I don't know why he's salty today.
I'm mad.
Okay.
No,
I don't know why. First he's gonna diss my man Tom Ryan and
I
call
love
him petty.
Tom Ryan, though.
You
Tom
called him
Ryan.
petty. Okay.
It
like
was
you
petty,
gonna
It was.
Look.
But we're
no,
actually
no,
gonna-
you can't do that. You're not gonna diss Tom Ryan and McKenna in one episode. It's not happening.
I made it on his list now. I'm no longer. I'm on the Ohio State list, and Kyle Snyder's gonna eat me for one of his post-workout meals.
I will sacrifice you myself. I will bring you to him.
We'll put a little circle in the living room. And stuff. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go with Nick Lee, and I'm gonna be a little bold. I'm gonna say he's gonna major McKenna. So
You're
right
just
now-
looking to make this interesting and get points from Penn
Yeah.
State.
So we are actually, and I'm not even a big Penn State fan, guys. So this is actually, this is.
That's what he says.
Yeah, that's what I'm not a Penn State fan.
I got a Penn State shirt. So no.
But no, we got so far. I don't know if you noticed this. So far, we've got the exact same points. We've got a tech, a major, and a decision. Both of our
Yeah,
our
but
stats.
for different guys.
Yeah, for different guys. But so far, we at least agree
right.
on like the scoring.
So we gotta move on. So we can,
Yes, we do.
all
We
right.
do.
I
I already know where you're going.
the Zane Train. I mean,
Yeah, I mean-
no Hayes. No disrespect. I mean, the guy's number 6 in the nation, but I Zane Rutherford's my Hodge Trophy winner.
Yeah.
He is the only person, minus Kyle Snyder, that right now, not the only person, okay, because I got somebody else out of it, but I got him on lock. He's our NCAA champion. He's not losing this year, and he is the Hodge Trophy winner.
Yep. I mean, I 100% agree too.
It took me to this year to get on the Zane train. Like, I just kept on waiting.
He's been-
And the reason why I was not on the Zane train is because of my man Aaron Pico.
Which, did you watch his knockout last night?
The body shot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So, but yeah. Zane Rutherford, Keyshawn Hayes, Penn State. Keyshawn's ranked 6, so he is, he's not going to pin him. Oh, jeez. No, or does he pin him? He's bonusing. The
Yes.
question is how many bonus points.
So,
I almost want to say...
I'm going pin. I'm going 6. I'm making it bold. I don't care if Hayes is a number 6 seed. I'm going bold. Hayes, you're getting pinned. Choke on that.
With conviction.
Yeah, with crap. I already thought I put Zane in there.
Oh, you did. It just highlighted and deleted it.
Oh shit. How do I go back to
I just put...
Yeah,
just type in Zane. I was going to say tech, because I figured...
Are you going there?
Nah, you convinced me. 6. With conviction, just because of the dominance that we had with him.
15 pin. Wait, is it 15 or is it?
I don't know.
Like
He's just done.
He's got an ungodly amount of pins this year. I'm sorry, Hayes, you're getting on that list too. So sorry, I'm not sorry.
All right, scroll it down. We got Micah Jordan versus. Oh, and here's where it gets interesting. Not necessarily interesting. It's just Nolf. If you don't know,
There we go.
Nolf is out. Therefore, we got Micah Jordan.
Do
Micah
we want to talk
Jordan.
about that, like briefly?
What do you want to say about it? Like,
I mean, let them know. Or,
so Nolf gets hurt
Yeah.
at Rutgers. He's out right now. The word is he'll wrestle again this year, but
Yeah.
we don't know when. He won't wrestle another duel,
I
but he
see
doesn't
this-
have to.
they
I mean, he
see-
doesn't step on the mat. He steps on the mat at Big Tens just so that he can get into NCAAs. He's going to do what
Yeah.
Sirianni did last year. He's going to leave next year. No, I'm just kidding.
he's leaving. He's going to Rutgers. Rutgers is going to
Yeah.
be the new powerhouse.
No, he gets hurt. If everything that they say is the way it's going to work out, his leg will be fine. He's going to be back, but he steps on the mat at Big Tens, takes an injury default. We'll get into NCAAs with maybe a number 3 seed if it affects the seed at all. Then from there, but yeah, he's just out for that long. I don't think he has to step on the mat until then. I think he's still going to be awesome for things. Now, all that being said, you throw Bo Jordan in there, I think he majors either one of those two guys. I got Bo Jordan for...
Micah?
Yeah, Micah Jordan, the younger brother. Or is he younger or older? I don't know.
He's
Micah wins major decision, so he gets 4 for the Ohio State. Let me see what we got.
I'm also going Micah Jordan here. I'm torn. I don't see him teching either of them. Granted, I haven't seen them wrestle this year, but I think I'm gonna have to agree with you again on this one. I think it's gonna be a major. Part of me wants to say it's gonna be decision, just because from what I saw when Micah wrestled against Michigan, Michigan was, although he did wrestle fine, it wasn't Ohio State. I'm thinking of Penn State, guys. I'm sorry. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm actually gonna get into why I'm talking about Michigan here in a minute. In about, I would say, 3 or 4 matches. So be on the listen.
So next match. So that was 157, which is kind of like deflated a little bit with Nolf out. But next match is 165. I actually got highlighted on here on our list as words. Imar beats Vincenzo this year. Imar's going back to the NCAA finals, and he is going to win his title back.
He's coming with a purpose.
He was who I thought was going to be the next 4-timer. I really did.
Yeah.
So he's going to be, a 3-timer now?
Yeah, which, I mean, there's no, like, that. We say that like it's a bad thing. I mean,
so I think he's going to be a 4-timer. Sorry to steal everybody else's thunder here on that, but that's just my feelings. That being said, Joseph wins this match. Sean Campbell, did you see where he got stalled out?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, he's the... Man, how bad do you feel about calling somebody a weak spot in the lineup? He's the weak spot in the lineup.
And we're calling a number 14.
Weak spot.
That's.
So anyway, all right. So Vincenzo Joseph, he majors.
Majors.
Sean Campbell will stick around for the first 2 periods and fade in the third, but I don't think he'll quite get enough points for the tech.
Okay, well, I'm going Vincenzo Joseph as well. From watching him against
or he'll stall out again.
Yeah, or he'll stall out again. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. No, but
how you gonna laugh at him, man? I laugh too. I was gonna get on you, but for being I was gonna ride you for hating Ohio State or something like. No, you've been treating Ohio State.
I've been crapping all over Ohio State. I think it's because a little bit of me loves Michigan, so I think there's some hate in there somewhere. But no, Joseph. Yeah.
Come on and fly me out alone. It's okay.
Hey, now if y'all were meeting Kyle Snyder, y'all better bring me along. I'll wear all the Buckeye gear. No, but
okay.
Vincenzo Joseph, he's
been impressive this year.
He's been very impressive.
I won't lie.
He's very hard to take down. It's hard to finish shots on. He's got really big legs.
Jerry does.
I don't know. I don't see him teching Campbell. I don't see him pinning Campbell. But I don't know if I want to say I don't see him. I can see a major, but I'm not. I don't know.
I think he majors him. I
see it too.
I think Campbell hangs around long enough, but fades in the end of the second into the third, where that's when Joseph starts racking up points. I don't think he's going to put him to his back for a pin, but I think he starts racking up points. But it's too little, too late for a tech, which I think they really. It's kind of crazy what you think that I think they need bonus points to get to this.
This is going to be a bonus point match. I hate to do it because we've agreed on 3 exact in a row, but I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to. You know what? No, I'm going to say it's a decision. And I'm saying it's going to be it's not going to be close. It's going to be 7. He's going to fall right up under.
Right on there.
I'm just going to do it to be different right now, but Joseph's going to win.
Okay.
All
right. A match I want to see.
Awesome.
And I'm actually kind of mad because I don't have Big Ten Network. I only have Flow, and they only have Big Ten Plus on there.
I'm gonna stream it to you.
Okay.
We'll blur that out so y'all don't hear it.
No.
Big Ten will be knocking at my door.
Or I might just come over. No. All right. Mark Hall, Bo Jordan. Rematch of last year. This was the finals last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, it was. Jordan did not wrestle in last year's match in Columbus. Sorry, I'm just reading.
Yeah, because it was Bo Nick who gave Dean last year.
Yeah.
All right, so this was, I believe, the finals last year. Number 2 versus number 3, 174. Who's number 1? Is it Valencia? Is Valencia number 1?
Is he number 1? 74. Yeah, I think he is.
Valencia? All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's. Let me double check. I'm gonna double.
But
check. It doesn't matter actually.
Yeah. So who do you? Who do you got on this one?
Oh no, you're the first one picking.
Oh, am I the first one picking?
Yeah, putting you in the spotlight.
Hall.
Going Mark Hall.
Hall wins by decision. And really the only reason why I did this, it's one of those things where I might be second guessing myself, is just because I feel like I've gotten too many Ohio State guys winning right now for a matchup that's 1 and 2. Like these guys, like it feels like it should be a lot tighter race. So I'm gonna have to give one to Penn State here. Now, this is also where I feel like Bo Jordan wins this match because he needs to win it going to NCAAs. If he has to, Bo Jordan has to win either tonight or he has to win at Big Tens when they face off for him to have the confidence to beat him at NCAAs.
There's going to be a rubber match at some point.
I mean,
or there has to be. Let me put it that way.
They've already wrestled twice already.
Yeah.
Last
no,
year?
I'm saying there's going to have to be in this stretch alone. Like there's going to be tonight because it's big.
Big Tens
is big,
and
then
NCAAs potentially. So
it's going to have to be.
I think for Bo Jordan and I need Bo Jordan to come out big for Ohio State to win NCAAs. But I think Bo Jordan has to win either tonight or at Big Tens. I honestly think it's going to be tonight, but I'm putting Mark Hall on paper because I just, I feel like it just looks too lopsided to me right now.
It does. Mark Hall, I'm gonna say a few things. Mark Hall, he's very good. Don't get me wrong. I watched one match with him this year, and I'm not saying this is like I'm basing his entire season off this, but I've watched one match with him this year, and it did seem like he just kind of wasn't committing on some things. But I think I too am gonna go Hall with just a decision.
All right, switch mine to Jordan then, because I'm gonna disagree with you.
You're gonna disagree? Oh, well, I'm about to pick one after this that is gonna blow some people's minds. So you're going Bo Jordan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jordan just because I want to disagree with you.
Bo J. So you're going decision, regular decision?
Yes.
All right.
Still decision.
Yeah, I'm still.
Like I said, whether it was tonight or at Big Tens, I think he wins
Yeah.
I think he wins one of the two. I think they split, and then at NCAAs, I need Bo to come out big for
We
me.
do need to kind of like.
And I
have
wanted
to disagree
to
or something, but
disagree with you.
yeah, we need to do it because it was starting to look too similar.
See, and I baited him into it. Ohio State, I love you more.
Hey, I mean, Mark Hall.
Right.
Mark Hall.
No, I get. Yeah, no, he is. And that's the other kicker is like he's one that like.
Yeah.
I think if you bet against him, like it's a dumb decision.
Yeah, it's a stupid decision to bet
He always
against him.
wins. All right, Miles Martin, Bo Nickel. I don't
1 and 2.
see like unless you're talking about the next matchup of like having a big like surprise like. Miles Martin beating Bo Nickel is not a big. I don't think you can say it's a big surprise because he has beaten him before. And stylistically, these are the two that Bo Nickel goes big. And I told you earlier, I said somebody's going to catch him on one of those go bigs, and Miles is the guy that has potentially caught him in the past.
Yeah.
Did I steal everything?
Yo, you did actually. That was going to be one of my big ones.
He's salty again. All right.
I'm going to change mine up though. Don't worry.
Don't worry, I'll go Nickel.
You're going with Nickel?
Yes, I'm still going.
How are you going with him though?
He majors him tonight. Though.
Majors. Okay, I am going Miles Martin, hands down. Ever since I saw the whole controversial thing when Bo Nickel wrestled at Michigan and with Dominic Abinator, I'm not saying that Bo Nickel's a bad wrestler, but I don't think he's the best. I don't think he's the number one at that weight class. I'm going with Miles Martin.
Do you think Miles is number one at that weight class?
I don't know. I do. I see him beating Bo Nickel tonight, though. I do see that. Now, come NCAA time,
see, Bo Nickel. See, I can almost see Nickel pinning Bo at Penn State in this environment with that crowd. Like Bo Nickel goes big, and this is a case where like there's no tournament on the line, so like he's gonna. I think he can go big. That's why I got a major. He can go big. And like go for broke, which he has done, and say he doesn't get it. He's not like worried about losing tonight in the sense that doesn't put him on the backside of a bracket.
So you got Bo Nickel, but I'm still going with Martin. I don't
Is Martin? Do you think Martin's gonna pin him or something? Like how
no.
Because I'm almost gonna say if you say that, then no, I'm gonna go Bo. Well, that'd make me a Penn State guy all of a sudden. But no, I think I think Nick will potentially pin him or tech him, but I'm gonna go.
There could possibly be a pin in this match. A 1 and 2. You would not think there would be a pin in a number 1 versus number 2, but it's like you said. Bo Nick does go big, or it's like go big or go home almost. If he goes big and it doesn't get him, Miles Martin's a strong cat. He can easily. But I'm thinking that it's gonna go Miles Martin, and I'm just gonna go decision. I think it's gonna go the way. I don't see any ride time or anything being a factor. But I'll say decision.
Yeah.
That's my call.
Man, see, I was like thinking you were gonna do something.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking I was going
like,
Martin is pinning him tonight. I bet. And then I was like, I have to ring myself in here because I'm gonna look really stupid if he doesn't.
Yeah. All right.
Although I did call Nickel beating Gabe Dean last year, I will say that. That was hilarious because I was halfway joking. I was like, nah, Nickel's gonna beat him.
All right, 197. Colin Moore, number 7. Rashid from Penn State. Not to like underscore this match or like brush by it, but I want to go ahead and get to heavyweight. It's number 1 versus number 7. Both have wrestled solid, but I haven't seen from what I've watched this year like anything that says no, Colin Moore really isn't number 1, and no,
he's been consistent.
It isn't like number 2 knocking on his door. I think Colin Moore wins, but I think it's just by decision.
I 100% agree. I don't think anyone has come close to knocking Moore. Moore has probably been the most consistent at that weight. Like, I think it even says that on there. But he's been the most consistent.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so.
But you know what?
But you going? So are you just decision then, or?
No, I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna say major.
Okay, major.
I think he can do it.
Now, I sent you this tweet via Instagram. It is the greatest thing ever. The movie Tombstone is, by the way, just a fantastic movie.
I'm already going ahead and put
Kyle
both
Snyder.
Because we both know where this is going.
Snyder pins him.
Snyder pins him?
Snyder's pin chaining. Pin chaining. Is it the only pin chain for Ohio State? Yeah. Pin chain Kyle Snyder.
I 100% agree.
Because honestly, Neville's has not been impressive this year. Yes. I don't see how he's ranked number 6.
Yeah, I don't either.
Are there just no other heavyweights?
We got Kuhn from from Michigan.
From Michigan.
He's like 2 or 3.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Anyway, so like what?
Yeah, no.
I don't
Kyle
know.
Snyder hands down. Every time you watch Kyle Snyder this year, he has, and it's hard to do this, especially when you're a smaller heavyweight guy. And I'm not saying he's small, but he is actually on the smaller side for heavyweight.
For some of them, yeah.
Yeah, for some of which is like ridiculous to think of because he's huge, like his muscle wise. But he has had his way with anybody he's wrestled. If you're not getting pinned, you're getting tagged, and he's gonna play with you. He will do whatever he wants. So I'm going Snyder pin. You know, we're agreeing on that 100%.
All right, let's tally this up. Calculator. I got.
So you got.
All right, so I got 5 plus 4 plus 3. Yes, I'm using a calculator because it's special. Plus 6 plus 4.
But you got to realize it's like score. Like these are different teams. You got NADA,
Ohio
State.
State. I knew. I was like, why is this so high? I got all my scores. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna let Tyler highlight Ohio State. We should have just done this as we're going. Hit this hit Ohio State guys in red. Oh, not paywall. I need the cell. There we are. All right, so we're gonna highlight Ohio State guys in red so we can quickly count this down. There we go. So hit the Ohio State guys in red so we can see how we need to total this up. While he's doing that, like I was saying though, like Kyle Snyder just sent out an awesome tweet.
Why is it not? Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out why it's not.
You're in the go to the field box there.
Yeah, there we go. I was wondering why I wasn't doing it.
There we go. All right, cool. And then if we just do the one, we should be able to see who you picked for whether or not they're Penn State or not.
Yeah,
but yeah, he sent out this tweet, says, "You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me." It's the clip from Tombstone with Wyatt Earp, and Kyle Snyder, like, it scares me a little bit. He was like, now that I'm back in the US of A, after winning Eureka, first U.S. male to win 2 Eureka titles back to back, so that's amazing. And he said he's focused on PSU. No other team he'd like to not beat,
Destroy.
But he says destroy. He says destroy. Which is amazing. Oh my gosh. Do I really have 7-3 matches Ohio State for this? Like,
yes, you do. And who is the Penn State hater right now? Let's see. I got Lee, Zane, Micah. I want Micah as well. So
wow.
I'm looking at mine right now, and I'm starting to see. I'm not seeing enough red. I've got Miles Martin. You got Nickel because I don't know why you do. I've got mine. See, mine's looking more.
Yours is a little more
balanced.
Balanced.
Except the last three, it's just like three straight for.
So, all right. So really quick highlight then. So 125, we both have NATO. 133, we both have Pletcher. 141, we differ. I say McKenna. He says Lee. Lee's the higher ranked guy. 149, Zane Train. Zane Train. Yeah, let me go. Oops.
Guys, I'm adding this up right now, so I'm kind of.
I'll let you. All right, you can take a picture of that if you want to as well. Just so we have it on there. But Zane Train from PSU, we both got. We both picked Micah at 157. 165, we both got PSU. 74 is Hall Jordan.
So I'm gonna do
84, I got Nickel. He's got Martin. 97, we both got Moore, and 285, we both got Snyder. These are the critical matches. All right. 125, 133, 197, and 285. NATO, Pletcher, Moore, and Snyder. I don't see how they lose any 4 of those matches. That being said, I think
you got this as lopsided.
I think key matches: McKenna Lee, and Bo Jordan, Mark Hall, Bo Nickel, Miles Martin. Those 3 matches, I think, determine this duel. You know, as he adds this up.
I think we both unanimously, or I don't want to say
we both have Ohio State winning.
Yeah. So I'm not too much of an Ohio State hater.
But what do you got on your score though?
So I've got 25-16.
25-16? All right, so he's got 25-16. It's not a great dual score for PSU, but it's better than my 28-14 Ohio State University. The Ohio State University, but I respect Penn State. We'll post that, send me that as well. We're going to post that. I think we're going to wrap this up because we're getting close to an hour on you guys. Great episode.
Thank you for holding in.
But check it. Key matches, what do you say? Key matches, do you agree? McKenna Lee, Bo Jordan, Mark Hall, Miles Martin, Bo Nickel. Those 3 will decide the matches.
That's going to be where the swings happen. Yeah. You know, so... All right, guys, we're getting close to that hour, so we do need to kind of go.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up now.
Thanks for holding in with us. Enjoy the match.
Enjoy it. Let us know what you think, and
Russell 6.
Russell 6.